Remember when they said Whirlwind Sin was going to be bad? Remember? They're like, oh, Venom got nerfed. Whirlwind Sin is going to be awful. Can't play it anymore. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember? Alright, gear for the Whirlwind Sin. Well, actually, let's start with skills. What got changed, what got nerfed, was Venom, which used to apply, over 0.2 or 0.4 seconds. It was almost instant. Got a severe nerf. Poison damage is now over 1.6 seconds. So basically just normalizes all the poison damage is a way to think about it. Beyond that, though, what this has sort of done is the physical sin is the only way to really go. I mean, you could probably do Venom. I'm not even really sure if it's worth it. What I do is, and Cordesh gave this tip, by the way. If you guys don't know, head over to Cordesh's channel and give him a sub. But when you're on, actually, I can't even pull it up because it's broken on my thing, isn't it? There we go, ladder. It is working again. What I do is, what a lot of people do, well, go find someone who's playing Whirlwind Sin and just check out the gear they have. And what I'm seeing is all of the top people playing Whirlwind Sin are not using Venom builds. They're all on physical builds. So that is what I've gone with. It's a very simple concept, right? But either way, you have a choice between Burst of Speed and Fade. Fade does give damage reduction and resists. Because I have a sick Jade Talon, I am going with Burst of Speed. I don't really need the resists. It means I'm struggling on PDR, which is probably your most important stat to get this kind of started after getting your Chaos Claw. Venom is still good though, so get synergies with Cobra Strike, and then the rest is up to you. I'm going Weapon Block. I've seen people with Shadow Master. Nothing's really wrong here. I saw one guy with Blade Shield. I thought about doing that and saw someone had that up too. It's just personal preference after that. The only stats you need are for your strength. Mine is super high because I was going to use a Crown of Ages, but flopped off that. I still might need to bring that back instead of this G-Face, but Chaos Claw is going to cost you an ohm. Not that expensive. It's not the cheapest start in the world. I admit, it's not easy playing a physical sin or even a Cobra Strike if you tried to level it just as, building this with no respecs. It's not really easy. You really got to get the Chaos to get into mapping, in my opinion. So that's going to put you back the ohm. Either way, everything else is pretty subjective. Like I said, I did find a crazy Jade Talon. So that's what I'm using. But, don't sleep on, if you find a high ED Shadow Killer, I know people use this as buff sticks. I had one last season. I'm telling you, that Frost Nova going off every third hit there, plus the Frozen Orb from the Chaos Claw, everything is frozen. I was able to skimp on so much PDR because everything was just constantly slowed around me. So if you find any other big hand weapon here, you're good to go. Chests. I have this for now. Like I said, I'm showing this sort of at a mid-gear level to show that it can still kind of shred up tier 2s incredibly easy on cheap budget here. But Fortitude here, Enigma would be just fine. And really any sort of rare armor, a better version of this, so any of those will work. You want some PDR and some res and some damage. Any combo. Helmet, I have the G-Face, but you can go with Crown of Ages here. Or what is the other helmet everyone's using? Oh, Veil of Steel, obviously, which I also had. Gores, I think they're just best in slot. I'm not really sure you can find anything better than Gores because you need some Deadly Strike for this build. It's sort of what you're suffering from. So I have the Act 2 Merc. We'll go over that too. Bolcathos, you need PDR. I'm about to get a second one because I'm just lacking it on this. This armor's not doing it, so I have a free ring slot because that cannot be frozen on Atmas. So. String of Years or Dungos, almost everyone's using those. And gloves, I am going off meta with the gloves because I have perfect open wounds Drakes with 40 ED, so I'm using them on everything. But probably Steel Rends or Soul Drainers here. That is gear. Funny thing, Blade Dance is now a martial arts skill, so martial arts skillers do count. but they only do 10% damage. So if I take a plain, I don't have a plain martial arts skill around. The max damage charms are better, is the point. Martial arts might give attack. You'll find attack rating on the max damage charms. So, but see the pretty numbers switch. That's just one martial arts charm. But if I do just like a 9 max, that's 100 damage. So max damage charms are better. Unfortunately, I wish they weren't. Beyond that, just get your PDR up, your res next, and then start working on damage. It is a little less tanky than other Whirlwind classes like Barb, so CTA probably on swap. Mercenary, that's what I forgot to go over. I'm seeing almost everyone use the Act 2 Mercenary, which makes sense, but just remember that the new, Blessed Aim gives Deadly Strike, so I'm missing a lot of Deadly Strike on this. It's actually giving to me in town. There we go. You see the Deadly Strike changes as the Blessed Aim comes on me. So since I'm missing attack rating and Deadly Strike, that's my go-to. But, I'm also sort of struggling for PDR because I'm at a mid-tier gear level. So remember, the Defiance Aura will also give you PDR. So really, those are... I know everyone wants to use the Act 4 Mercs, but the Act 2 Mercs are just going to be too good. They fill in a missing component of the class itself. And the map highlight I just put on... that was what took me, technically it took me 9-10 minutes to clear that map. I did loot a decent bit in between, but only thing I'm missing here is an Annie. But I mean, you could fill your charm. Your charms can really be anything. It can be res, it can be the damage, whatever you're missing from your gear, just fill in with the charms. So it's incredibly easy, other than just finding some max damage charms. The other hands, I did say Jade Talon. I know this is going on long, but I want to go over sort of options here. The point is I want to show these when you're building them, not just the end showcase result here, and they can still be effective here. But Jade Talon, yeah. I think best in slot is probably going to be some crafted crazy weapon with amp, so you can get rid of an Atmas and put on a High Lords or something, which is another option I see people using. But any big big claw is going to do you good. I mean, a Stalker's even if you found an EDF Stalker's Call. I mean, you could get that over 400 ED with a good Corrupt. It's got the Deadly Strike on it. Anything is really going to work. So pick your weapon and go from there. I think I've rambled on long enough. Way too in-depth, I think. But either way, see you later.